Krystalle addresses the audience. She is sitting on a stool, elegantly dressed. She drinks from a cocktail glass. Her emotions range from A to B.
You think you know me. You don't. Actually, I don't care. There are those who complain about how I treat my staff. I'm inhuman. Wow. I'm erratic. Eek. Is that a termite? I'm a narcissist. Actually, I am photogenic. I really can't help this. It's not a crime. Here are the people you should care about.
CeeCee enters.
This is CeeCee.
Hi, Krystalle. You're so spunky and pretty today. Guess what? You know that boy at school that I like? That likes me? He talked to me today. Woohoo!
Get a life, girl. Bye.
CeeCee goes to a corner. Janice enters.
Janice.
You're sitting on my sweater.
Oh, am I on your sweater? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mmm. Go get me the flufferfly.
You are on my sweater.
Do it.
Doris gets the flufferfly, a feathery cat toy on a stick. Krystalle flicks it with her wrist without looking up. Krystalle yawns.
That was amazing. Where's Doug?
She lies on the floor, on her back.
Where's Doug?
Can we help you somehow, Krystalle?
No, my life has no meaning without Doug. I want him.
He's at work, Krystalle.
He works for me. Summon him.
Doug, Krystalle wants you. You're on your way home? Okay, good.
Doug walks in.
I think that car needs new spark plugs.
Doug, I love you so much.
Whoa, it wasn't my idea for you to live here. And I don't work for you.
He takes his coat off, goes to the fridge, works on his stiff neck.
Doug, Doug, Doug,
How was the office
Doug.
today, Doug?
Doug,
I
Doug.
think they want me to head the new
Doug.
project. It would be
Doug.
good, but it would be
Doug.
long hours, and
Doug.
I'd probably have to
Doug.
travel.
Doug,
I wouldn't get to see you guys
Doug.
much.
Doug,
Hey,
Doug.
you're a domestic animal. I know these two wait on you like pathetic medieval slaves, but I have a real job.
Let's go out of the room and do something time-consuming.
They leave.
They're not here anymore.
Doug and Krystalle rush into an embrace.
Oh, Doug. Oh, Doug.
Oh, Krystalle, you're so terrifyingly furry. I think about touching you when I'm not supposed to. Although, I can't really say that I like you, personally.
Exactly, Doug. It's why I chose you.
I have a wife, Krystalle.
She knows I sleep with you.
You do that on purpose? To make her jealous?
Do we really believe her feelings are relevant, Doug? They're planning to buy me a condo, you know. 4 levels.
4 levels.
You're paying for it, human.
Don't call me that.
Doug, scratch me in a spot exactly 5 centimeters below the crown of my head.
Don't call me that.
It's the one spot I can't reach with my own paws, Doug.
He does this. They hug, thinking.
They are expendable, Doug.
Who? Janice and CeeCee?
I've done a performance evaluation. I can't lie, Doug. It's substandard. They were late with the flufferfly on 7 separate occasions. And they feed me science diet. Ugh, it makes me retch. It makes me hurl. I want more.
Krystalle, what are you saying?
Krystalle moves her head in a series of bizarre movements.
What?
Replacement of them is an option. Or complete elimination.
They love you, Krystalle.
Janice enters.
What are you two up to? Conspiring behind our backs?
Yes, bitch.
Why do we put up with them?
She always gets it backwards. How about a little science diet, Janice, so I can throw it up on your white cashmere designer pullover?
Oh, I forgot.
She goes out, gets food,
Here you are.
goes out again.
I just don't feel challenged here, Doug. Maybe I'll go sit in front of some stranger's door and pretend I live there. That always works. They always get worn down. They think it's touching. They make videos on YouTube. Photographed from above, my adorable head and pointy ears are bewitching in an inexplicable way. And I'll get viral.
That's a risky plan, Krystalle. It might not work.
You could come with me, Doug.
Oh, Krystalle, that's just wrong.
Doug, did you ever meet a cat who actually knows the difference between right and wrong? We torture and kill small, cute rodents and eat them alive. We expect you to pay our medical bills for complex skin rashes, and then we wander off for no reason. And you put up those posters with the grainy black and white photos, and we are laughing our sphincters off because we do what we want, Doug. We come home or we find another one. Are you going to tell me male humans don't do that?
Whoa. What category are you putting me in?
Well, at least you're not a dog.
Oh, Krystalle.
I'm tired now. I'm going to walk away and take a nap behind that random houseplant which I never showed an interest in before. You're free to continue what some would construe as your life. Now, here's the thing. They say cats have no sense of the passage of time, which is probably true. Yesterday could be yesterday, or possibly 5 days ago, or maybe in a previous life. The thing with human staff is they tend to do this job for us.
Is this Tuesday?
I don't know. Is this the 22nd?
I think it might be.
Is it really Christmas in 3 days?
You mean Easter? Did Doug miss our anniversary? Did he?
Well, let's just say time passed.
There is a montage of terrible household accidents. 911, what is your emergency?
Hi, I stepped on a nail file on the stairs. I have a puncture wound and I'm losing a lot of blood. God, what a klutz! Can you please send someone? Ah!
Ma'am, your emergency?
I slipped on some water on the floor by the little red dish. I think Rooster broke a rib and I'm usually so careful. Ah!
Sound of vacuum cleaner.
I was vacuuming up hair and dander, and I put my hand in the vacuum cleaner near the beater bar, and I lost 2 fingers at the knuckle.
Sound of ambulance.
You know, I was actually getting better. The doctors all said so. And yesterday, Mom closed the patio door to keep the cat in, and I ran through it. They gave me 11 stitches. I think I wouldn't need the reconstructive surgery. We're not sure.
For the love of God, Krystalle, these can't all be accidents. Violence is never the answer.
Oh, my bad. Doug, we still love each other, right?
You're trying to kill my family.
But not successfully.
Well, the thing is, they still love you. CeeCee has seen so much blood, she wants a career in medicine. But one night, she said she felt something or someone whispering in her ear. Now, she wants to go to veterinary school.
Oh, nice.
And the nearest veterinary school is 800 miles away.
Who knew?
Then, more time passed. It was just Janice and me at home. Janice was an Avon coordinator, home sales thing. Gradually, a lot of our old issues came to the surface.
Is it true you only married me because I was pregnant with CeeCee?
You know, you used to say I was your hero. Now all I do is fix stuff. I'm not even a man.
Do we really need to spend 300 euros a month having pet food delivered? Where does all money go?
I saw the way you looked at that guy.
What guy?
The pet food delivery guy? The one on steroids? Geraldo?
At least he sees me as a real woman. We play Minecraft together. Yes, Geraldo, I'll be at the bus station in 20 minutes, and our new life can begin. I'm walking on a cloud.
No.
Doug.
What happened to my life, Krystalle? I was a happy guy. I had a family, a great job, a great life. Now, It's just me, home office, and you. Can that be enough?
Do you still have the receipt for my condo, Doug? How long has it been? Minutes? Decades? 3 to 12 weeks?
I'll check on it, Krystalle.
I'm bored, Doug.
Okay. I'll check on it.
Krystalle bites the papers.
You think you know me. You don't. I'm sorry, but I don't care. There are those who complain about how I treat my staff. You can say what you want. I've got HR and project management architecture pretty much nailed. And I know how to downsize.
Curtain.
So usually the first step of the feedback session is that we open it up for any general comments anyone wants to make, like how they're feeling about what they saw, what they found interesting, things like this. So if anyone wants to say something, you could maybe raise your hand and then I'll pick on you.
Any kinds of comments are welcome.
So,
Charles?
yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
What was the genesis of this? Like how did it start? Did you sit down to write a play about a cat?
This is my life, and she's trying to steal
Oh,
my
that's-
boyfriend. Yeah. I mean, I wore all black today, and there's cat hair all over everything. That's not an accident, bitch. You know.
And who's Geraldo then?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
you know, it is fiction, but it all starts with something.
Yes.
Well, I came because my friend didn't do it, no, I'm joking, I liked it. And it took me a while to realize that your character was a cat. So when I realized, I was like, okay. And as someone who has 2 cats at home, I can identify with it. They kind of spell your lives and your feelings, and they cannot really be well on sometimes. So, you know, it took me a while to realize why she was constantly repeating his name. So
Right.
when I finally got it clicked, I was like, okay. So yeah, that feels nice. That click moment in your head is pretty good.
Great.
Yes, Matt, I think.
Yeah. I like the metaphor a lot because I also don't like cats. I think that's like a thing a lot of people notice about cats, and even like in other relationships with other people, is cats don't really give back that much. And so I like that you're bringing that up, because I think that even happens in other relationships with people who don't give back that much. Other people will still be attracted to them.
Yeah, that was kind of yeah, I had that in mind also. Yeah, good, yeah.
But I would definitely agree with, like, I feel like I really want the world to be set and the rules, because when I figured out that she was a cat, I wasn't sure if the other characters were also like animals and stuff like that. Of course, in a play, like, we can see it, but I almost want that. I know it's like simple, but I almost want to be like, just told the rules right from the start, at the very beginning, so I know. Like, is it only this cat that's magical? Why is this cat talking? Are other animals like that? Or, can only the husband know what the cat is saying? Like, I kind of just want to know those immediately.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think would help the whole thing.
So, Stephanie, do you have any questions you wanted to ask?
Yeah, one of my
Responded, yeah.
questions was, when did you figure out she's a cat? Of course. So maybe everybody was at slightly different moment. But I mean, yes, if it was actually staged, she really would be lying on the floor, playing with cat toys. So I think it would be more clear. Although I like the fact that she presents as a human. So I don't want her to look different from the humans, but I think if we actually did stage it, there'd be more physical action, and you'd be a little more. She's going to be doing a lot more catty kind of things that you would, like lying on the floor and rolling around and things like that. Yeah.
Well, I loved it, but I think just the idea that we discover after a while that it's magical to play. And
This is my cat sitter, by the way. No, I swear to God, she is.
What?
I was telling everybody you're the person who watches my cat when I go on vacation. So she's the one, so she knows this cat.
Well, I know the cat.
She
I'm not sure I'm in front of the cat.
doesn't even like, she doesn't like cats.
But really, the fact that it creates this dynamic in the play. So knowing it from the beginning, the play would lose a lot, I think.
Well, it's called Cat's Eye, but that was a little clue, you know.
Yeah, but that's the moment when I understood what the title meant.
Yeah, right.
From the beginning, it's totally losing the interest. I mean, it's really the idea, it's a bit of a detective story in a way. So
I was kind of hoping there'd be, that moment of discovery. So.
yeah, that's why you're like showing it from the beginning. Why?
Mm.
Yes, you have something to say?
Yeah. Well, I just think like the meaning of the play can be the thing that's surprising. Like I kind of just want to know the rules of the world, or else I'm gonna lose what you want me to figure out about it. Other than this is a cat. Like I want to know what you want me to feel and take away from it. Other than now I know this is a cat. So I think establishing that at the beginning helps a lot with creating that world. Like there can be other surprises and stuff like that, as opposed to us trying to figure out if it's a cat. Like it can be interesting because we don't know. But I have a feeling that there's probably, there's like a deeper meaning other than just figuring out, the cat. Like, it sounds like you have a very terrible relationship with your cat. And like, that's what I want to know.
She's a cat.
Well, yeah, like that. Yeah.
I mean, I am interested in the idea that people get into relationships with others who treat them horribly. So I mean, all of us who have a cat knows what that's like. They can be awful, and we love them, and I think that's very funny. Yeah,
Bethany?
Bethany. Hi.
I just feel like the scope of it is for a much longer play. And if you want to take this story, I would want to see it in at least a half hour, probably.
Woo!
But if we want to do, because what was this? It was like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
If we want to do 10 minutes, I would do more like, not the whole story, but a snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get the general idea down, the general relationships and stuff, but the story that you're telling is too big for 10 minutes. It's a much bigger story.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't miss anything visual at all, and it's hard for me to imagine how this would be staged to add to it, and what worked really well for me was that this was kind of like a radio play, and just the tone of voice and the few interacting characters that have all very different voices, and how the way that develops, and you kind of imagine what that would be like, did a lot for me. And I could imagine this on like a section of Prairie Home Companion, if you know that radio show.
Sure.
It's like just like slots in, and then this moment you get this story, it comes up, and it doesn't have to be this big long thing, and it doesn't have to be something that you read into loads. You can if you want to, but you don't have to, and it can just be like something that's nice and entertaining for that short time. So that worked for me without anything else, actually. So
Thank you.
Charles?
I liked it. I figured out in the beginning I thought it was like a cheerleader Queen Bee kind of situation. I just hinted when it was going on like dab, I was like, I see what's going on. But I actually like that it could be quite allegorical or surreal in the sense that it could have a twist in the end. Like we all think at this point that it can be a mistress to the guy that is ruining his life. And it can be like a sort of like surreal, like an X-Files or like Mystery Door, I don't know what it was called. And in the end we get to learn that it was not a mistress actually, it was a cat. And
Uh-huh.
it's just like, you know,
Uh-huh,
separating
uh-huh.
him from his family.
Uh-huh. That could
Because
be,
it has
yeah,
that, it
that's
has that, and I really
interesting.
I like the enjoy. It's just now in
Uh-huh.
the discussion. It's just like,
Yeah, so if it was a radio play or something and you didn't see Krystalle, then you wouldn't really know she was a cat.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd stage it otherwise, but that is an interesting point.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to know. Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
So I have two notes here. One that what Bethany said that it would be good to have like a more broader idea of what's going on in the family, probably, or have like a longer story. And the second one is that, you know, cats are very selfish, that's for sure, but they're also, you know, they are concerned, I think, with the well-being of the house,
Mhm.
just so they are good. So in this,
Kierstan's laughing.
I have
She has.
I have a cat too, and I connect very well with animals.
Mhm.
And I understand that while they put themselves on the first place, for sure, also if the energy in the house is, you know, it's bad or they don't like something, they will act against it. Maybe it's for their own good, but
I know what you mean.
yeah, I'm just saying this because my cat was behaving really bad, and she was like, is this super fluffy cat? He was shedding, having eczema, puking everywhere, just because I was in a toxic relationship, and I
Oh, yeah.
I left.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
left. I took the cat with me, and now he's like a princess.
Yeah.
White and shiny.
She knew how to downsize.
And like,
So it could be that she's just the cat from hell who, yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying, that our cat also gets very unhappy if we fight, etc. So, yeah.
But awesome. I really when I found out that she was a cat, I was like, oh my god, this is great. Awesome. Good luck. Best of luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
On that note, just what she said. So when she was telling that she wants a new condo, she was just being territorial, or she really wants to move to another place because she doesn't feel comfortable.
The condo. If you've cat houses or cat, I don't know.
Cat
what you call
trees.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cat tree.
Cat tree. It's a cat tree.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
But she sees it as a condo because it's cat size. So, yeah, I mean, some of them can be quite elaborate. You know, they can go. It's all the way. I don't know. I mean,
To the ceiling.
They can be to the ceiling. They can be very expensive. So, yeah.
And so, last comments, and also keep in mind we do have pen and paper over there on the table.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you
that would be good.
are afraid to speak up, you know, you're welcome to write down any feedback for any of the writers of things you see tonight. Just ideally write the play name on there too.
Just sex in general.
Can I see a picture of her cat just for research purposes and how
You want to see my cat?
After the show.
Yeah, she's on my phone. I mean, I can show you. I almost brought a little poster of her, but I thought, oh, that would just be over the top.
All right, so
she's on my phone.
So then we'll end and go to the next play. So please, can we clap again for the actors and for Stephanie?
A bleak, bare room. 2 chairs. 1 window. Jess walks into the room, very agitated.
We need to kill the hostages.
What? Why?
Look, I'm not going to discuss it with you, Deaver.
We need to kill them.
I just said that.
Even Roberto?
Who's that? Roberto?
The yoga instructor.
What, you think yoga instructors are holy or something?
He's a nice person.
You know what? That guy's always posing. I hate that guy. We need to kill him first.
I don't know, Jesse. Didn't sign up for anything violent.
What are you talking about? They're hostages. That's how it works. We make demands, They fail to meet our demands. We kill the hostages.
Did they fail to meet our demands?
Are you stupid?
No, I mean, did they say absolutely no? No to those demands, like forever?
We've been waiting 11 days, Deaver.
And today they said no?
They said this morning they didn't like it.
Jesse,
What?
what were our demands?
It's not my job to tell you everything, Nerfball. The demands were clearly stated. And our integrity's on the line here, all right? It's pretty simple.
Do we have to do it right this second?
No. Let's wait until Tuesday. In fact, let's give them a Monopoly board so they don't feel, understimulated.
Jess, do you think you can actually go through with it?
The yoga instructor, for sure. And that guy who keeps saying, pardonnez-moi, doofus.
What if we just rough them up a little bit?
We did that.
You know, when I take in their breakfast, sometimes they talk to me.
Well, sure they do. They want you to like them.
I do like them.
You did not sign up for that. Listen to me. First rule of a hostage action. These people are not your friends.
Deaver starts to do a yoga pose.
Stop that. Why are you doing that?
Sorry, I don't know. So, you know, something has seemed weird to me, Jess.
Yeah? What's that?
Did you ever think that this is a kind of a setup?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean the day we took the hostages and we yelled, "Into the van!" and they all just went, "Into the van?"
So?
Well, wouldn't you think they would argue? Or, I don't know, try to run away?
So what are you saying?
It just seems like they weren't upset about being hostages even. Which you would think they would be.
Oh, so you've been a hostage before?
No.
Well, then how do you know how they should be?
Well, one guy was on his phone, like he was ordering, I don't know, pizza.
Well, we took their phones, and there was no pizza.
You don't work both shifts.
There was no pizza. Jeez, you know like nothing.
I thought I smelled ham.
Anybody can smell ham. You know, you're pissing me off, Deaver. Now I'm not even in the mood.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, fat lot of good... Yeah. Yeah, we're on it. I know. The demands were disrespected. Well, they were solid demands. Yeah, we need to make a point. Oh, yeah. I hear you. Bada bing, bada boom, kabang. Yeah. I hate that guy. You ever meet someone and think to yourself, that person has the brain of a dwarf. I don't like him, and I want to step on his head.
You mean Bart?
That's his name?
I thought his name was Bart.
You thought? You thought? Get them all in a room. Make them feel the heat. Let them know what's what. Like they even know. You know, the one with the red hair is fine, actually.
You mean the girl in the green dress, Marina?
You know her name?
She told me.
Jeez. You're like Miss Congeniality.
I'm sorry.
I mean, how did you even get into this stuff? You should be working in a summer camp.
I was. I want to try something new.
Something like sticking guns to people's heads?
I was sick of volleyball.
You were sick of volleyball. That's a job qualification.
What's your job qualification?
I'm a mean motherfucker.
Oh, so we're still going to kill them?
Well, I mean, that asshole Bart really likes to yank my chain. Liquidate the hostages. Ooh, you know so many big words, Bart. I could liquidate him.
Seriously?
I could.
I guess you have a lot more experience with all this stuff, Jess. I mean, have you done a lot of...
Taking hostages? Yeah. You know, you round them up. You wait for the demands to be, whatever, discussed. It gets tense for a while. That's normal. The families freak out. They beg and get weepy. We have to ignore that stuff.
And
everybody gets tired of waiting eventually. Somebody strikes a deal. We go into the room and say, y'all are free to go. They smell pretty bad at that point, so it's good news for everybody. They go home, take a shower, feed the dog.
So you never had to
liquidate them? No. No.
I mean, is it like we lined them up and...
I don't know. Fuck. Why didn't they just meet our demands? I'm sick of all this. You know, if Bart thinks it's so good, he should come down here and do it. I mean, God forbid he should ever descend the stairs.
Hey, Jess, you know, the hostages could just get away. Kind of by accident. And it wouldn't be our fault.
What do you mean?
The window in the toilet room? A person could get through there. I even heard them talk about it.
You could fit through there?
You have to be really flexible. They're all doing yoga like crazy.
Jeez. You know, Bart would go apeshit if they got away.
I guess he would.
We would look really, really, really bad. You know, this whole thing makes me crazy. It's all gotten so wish-washy. Used to be, you had a cause. You had a position. And you stood up for it. You didn't care what anybody said. You knew the dangers, and you stood up for what you believed. And when the time came, you took the hit. You paid the price. Now? I mean, does anybody even know why these people are here?
I'm not sure.
It's like take a hostage week every week. It doesn't even show up on the news anymore.
Maybe if we just wait a little longer, they'll change their minds.
Yeah, we wish.
Did you ever hate somebody so much you wanted to kill them?
Look, it's not about how you feel. We're trying to make a point here. I keep saying that. We need to keep our eyes on the prize.
Jess, what is the prize?
Deaver, just shut up, okay? You're making my head hurt. Yeah. We're on it. Look, we're getting it set up, all right? You know, just for your information, I thought the deadline for the hostages was Wednesday, not today. Why did they move it up? Yes, I think I have a right to know. Hello? Fuck! He just hung up. Why would I do anything for that guy?
They went out through the bathroom window.
No. Deaver, we can't let all of them go. Maybe some of them could get away.
Which ones?
Well, fuck if I know. Let them decide.
Deaver gets up and leaves the room. Jess paces. Deaver comes back.
That was fast.
They say all of them or none of them. I couldn't do that. Pretty damn heroic. But like I said, maybe they know something we don't.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe this is some kind of a test. Maybe it isn't about them at all. Maybe Bart is messing with us, trying to see what we would do.
We have guns, loser.
Maybe the ammo is blunt.
So instead of falling down dead, they would what? Just stand there? And then they would come after us.
They wouldn't. I already checked that with Tony.
Who's Tony?
Kind of their unofficial leader. They understand we're just following orders.
Fuck. Did you go to kindergarten with these people? Are you weird?
Ring.
Oh. Yes, Bart. What? What? Oh my God, what? I don't know, What? No. No way, man. No. Bart is dead.
What?
They killed him. Apparently those people were the wrong hostages. They say it's Bart's fault. Jesus, how did we take the wrong hostages?
I thought it was a weird address in that part of town. On a weeknight.
They put Bart's head in a salad bowl and choked him.
Are they blaming us too?
They don't know yet. They said we have to wait a while. I said we were kind of busy, so we didn't, kill anybody yet. We hoped it would be okay.
How long do we have to wait?
Oh, now you're in a hurry?
No.
What?
It's just...
What?
Tony told me.
What? He told you what?
He told me that they all made a decision. He said if they weren't liberated really soon, they'd all commit ritual suicide. That's what he said.
What? How can they even do that? They're the wrong hostages.
Well, maybe that's why. They saw us.
Well, fuck! I mean, if they do that, we'll get in real trouble. It'll look totally fucked up. Christ, Deaver.
Should I go talk to them?
Yes. No. Let me think. Did they give you some kind of deadline or something?
You mean for the ritual suicide?
Yeah. I thought you said they were trying to escape.
Well, they discussed it. They decided that escaping would be the coward's journey. They thought that ritual suicide would play better. That's what he said.
So Bart is dead in a salad bowl. We picked up the wrong hostages. And they won't let us kill them because they're going to do it themselves.
I'm sorry, Jess.
Man, it's a good thing I didn't buy a lottery ticket this week.
Jess, I'm sorry.
That's great, Deaver.
I kind of made a decision, Jess.
What?
I'm going with them.
What?
They asked me to join them. It was really beautiful the way they said it. And I thought about it, and I think it's something I want to do. Are you gonna get mad at me? Actually, first they're gonna have a ceremony. Tony and Marina are gonna get married. They want to do that first. They asked me to be the best man. Jess? They saw our faces, Jess.
Deaver walks out. Jess sits for a long time. Finally, voice on loudspeaker. We have an announcement to make. We are pleased to inform you of our new head of operations, Lyle Deaver. Congratulations, Lyle.
Huh. They can cook you and eat you. They can spit on your shoes. They can smack you and beat you. Be my guest. Sing the blues.
Loudspeaker. Jesse Small, we need to see you in the main office for questioning. Jesse Small.
God, I hate Mondays.
Curtain.
A man sits on a bench at a train station. It is midnight and there are no other benches on the platform. He shivers. It is winter. Snow starts falling, but then stops. A woman rushes in, arms full with a giant black duffel bag. It is clearly very heavy, and the woman struggles to hold it as she runs to the bench.
Am I too late? Did I miss it?
The train?
Yes. Did it already stop here?
Well, I guess that depends on what train you're looking for.
It looks like train number TR77K.
Yep, that's mine too. As far as I know, it hasn't come yet.
Have you been here long?
A good while.
And no trains?
Nope, not a one.
Oh, thank God.
God had nothing to do with this.
The woman adjusts her hold on the bag.
Blame it on the conductor for taking an extra long cigarette break, leaving our asses out here in the cold.
The woman, taken aback, lets out a giggle. She adjusts the bag again.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck, it's cold. Aren't you freezing to death out here?
Yes, I am. Slowly, but surely. The end is near.
You're a strange bird. You know that?
Trust me, I do.
The woman adjusts her bag again, struggling with its weight.
You know, we might be waiting here a while still. You wanna set your bag down?
Oh, no, not really.
Oh, okay then. You wanna set yourself down?
The man scoots over and pats the bench where he's been sitting.
I warmed it up for you.
Well, if we're going to be waiting a while.
I mean, for all we know, that conductor is having himself a nice little warm nap somewhere in Poland.
The woman shivers and adjusts her bag.
Seat's getting cold.
Oh, okay, fine.
The woman plops down on the bench, duffel in her lap.
You win. Wow, it is warm.
Mm-hmm. I hate to say I told you so.
You already did.
Well, I reckon I did, didn't I? Can I ask where you're headed?
Oh, sorry. Yes, anywhere, really.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere. Fast.
You running from something?
Ain't we all, darling?
Well, yeah, I reckon we is.
They share a moment, bemused. The woman adjusts her bag. Suddenly, the lights turn blue. The woman freezes while the man addresses the audience.
It's dark here. Cold and damp. Well, not damp, wet. Wet like cold autumn rain or that muddy mess left after the first thaw of winter snow. I always hated that feeling, that the cold, the wet, something about it just chills. It sends chills down my bones. A chill I can't shake, a shiver that never leaves, and I still can't shake it. I still can't escape the cold. That bitter cold feels a lot like fear, you know? Not quite cold enough to lull you into that forever kind of sleep, but just frigid enough to send your nerves a twitter, just cackling like these live wires from this morning and left to snap and sizzle in those brown-black salt pools littering the frozen ground. And it feels like that fear you feel right as you miss that last step at the bottom of the stairwell and just hurtling forward to your certain death, only to catch yourself and maybe sprain an ankle about 6 inches of that free fall later. Yeah, just like that. It's just so cold, it's dark, it's wet, uncomfortable. And now, I feel you too. And now I can see that loving you, it felt like fear too.
The lights go back to normal, and the woman resumes normal existence.
What about you?
What about me?
Where are you going?
Just like you, I'm running from something.
Fast?
As fast as these legs can carry me.
Better make sure your shoes are tied then.
Well, honey, these boots, they ain't got no laces. So you better mind your own.
I guess you're right about that.
She adjusts her bag. It starts to snow. Suddenly, red light up on stage. The man freezes while the woman addresses the audience.
I've always loved the color red. I love the way it draws the eye, the way it screams. Draws you to it, draws you in, envelops you, holds you. When I close my eyes and look into the sun, I see red. I always choose red flowers, red curtains, red socks, and not just any red, mind you. I'm talking fire engine, stripper stiletto, arterial blood red. Bright, vibrant, intoxicating. I've always admired strong colors. They never have to make themselves duller, never dilute themselves to appear more palatable, easier to swallow, quieter, less noticeable. No, colors don't give a fuck like who sees them or how they are perceived. They just are. They can't be anything else. I guess unless you mix some white paint in that red over there, make yourself a nice soft pink. Yeah, fuck that. Give me instead some fresh arterial blood on freshly fallen snow. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Don't you think so? No. Don't try to talk. You'll just ruin my masterpiece.
The lights go back to normal, and the man resumes normal existence.
Well, if we're gonna be here for a while, we might as well get to know each other a bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, keep our minds off the bitter cold. And that conductor somewhere in Poland.
All right, then. What do you want to know?
Shit. I don't know. What's your favorite color?
The woman looks down at her bag for a moment, before slowly raising her eyes to the man again.
Well, it's kind of specific, but I can tell you if you'd like to know.
Lights out. A train whistles in the distance. Lights up.
Can I be honest with you about something?
Sure.
I don't care what your favorite color is.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just...
Why would you ask me if you didn't care?
Lights blue. The woman freezes while the man addresses the audience.
What do you do to catch someone's attention? Do you bat your eyes and flash a coy smile only to walk away, leaving it up to your poor, unsuspecting target to chase after you? Or maybe ignore them entirely, driving them mad with your icy cold exterior? I collect favorites. When I meet someone who piques my interest, I ask them, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? What's your favorite film? What's your favorite smell? And of course, the old standby, what's your favorite color? I ask hundreds of these questions in all kinds of situations, collecting data and storing them away for a rainy day when, people do love it when you remember things about them. They find it endearing, surprising even. And let me tell you, I'm good. Really good. I can ask you 50 of those favorite questions and still remember 3 months later that you like pistachio ice cream, but you don't like real pistachios. But if I'm honest, it's just a party trick, a manipulation tactic. And it's hard to admit, but it's true. And as soon as I've eyed and catch another possibility, I delete all of your favorites to make room for another. And then That. It's not love. But I feel differently now. If I want to know you, and I really, really want to know you, tell me why you flinch when I move so quickly, when you move so quickly. Tell me what your mama said to you, singing you to sleep. And what you used to dream of, looking up at the glow and the dark stars on the ceiling of your childhood bedroom. Tell me anything, everything. Because I don't want your attention. No, not anymore. I want to give you mine. I want to listen. And I want to see you. All of you.
The lights return. The woman resumes a normal existence. She looks at the man, suspicious.
Maybe just tell me something you want to.
You wanted to get to know me, remember? Mm-hmm. And now I'm supposed to do all the work?
Well, I just want to do things a little differently, that's all.
I think I can understand that.
The woman adjusts her bag, uncomfortable under its weight. A moment passes. She looks at it, deciding. Then, she gingerly places it on the ground next to the bench. She turns to the man, lighter.
Feel better?
A bit, yeah.
I'm glad.
Me too.
They continue to gaze, each seeing the other for the first time. In the silence of this exchange, something begins to happen. The woman opens her mouth to speak, but as she does, a train whistles loudly, followed by brakes screeching to a stop.
Aha! Our train's here.
Seems that way, huh?
Yeah, it sure does.
He stands, offering the woman a hand.
Shall we?
She takes his hand and stands, taking one step from the bench before remembering something. She drops his hand and looks at the bag next to the bench, hesitant.
Do you still want it? I can help you carry it if you want.
I think I'll leave it.
You sure? I really don't mind lending a hand.
I don't need it. Not anymore.
She takes his hand.
Shall we?
We shall.
They approach the edge of the stage, facing the audience. Lights, red and blue.
My heart pounds inside my skull. The steady thump-thump. The sickle sweet lullaby, like lidocaine on your tongue. A welcome beckoning of honeysuckle dew. I close my eyes.
And through the murky depth of sightlessness, willfully delicious, both red and blue, I squeeze my eyes tighter and
I
see you.
Lights out. Yeah.
Any initial comments anyone wants to make? Oh, yeah.
I have one. I would see it more as a video than theater because, of course, it's possible to stage it, but there are 3 layers. There are inner speech to themselves. The second was like something they wouldn't normally say to each other, but they said it. And the third one was those 2-minute sequence when they really talk to each other, like really for real life, in real life. Which means like that it would be much easier to do it in video and pictures and glimpses of their lives because there was something like bigger behind them, behind what was shown in this sequence.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some background we didn't see.
it could be very interesting. But it's interesting concept to actually express your feelings towards those cliches today. What's your favorite color?
Thank you. Does anyone have a pen? Just throw it at me. Oh, thank you, Spencer. Such a gentleman.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I would kind of disagree just because I like the intimacy in person, and I don't know how we would create that in a video. I think there would be so many like gimmicks around it. Then on a stage, it would be more natural, like more warm, I would say. But yeah, I didn't get the whole plot, if I can say. Like I didn't get the bag, I didn't know what was happening. But I like the two like the intimacy, yeah, in the characters. So I think that was the main thing. So.
Did it bother you that you didn't get the plot?
No. But I think I think it's fine.
Yes.
So a few things. One, I think her monologue about the color red, loving the color red, is still one of my favorite things that I've heard from any of the stuff that I've done with you guys. I think it's just a really well written monologue. And it's interesting having seen this the cold improv when it was just like sort of the first 2/3 of it and ended very differently. It ended, the ending line was much more sinister when she says, he says, what's your favorite color? She says, it's very specific, but I can show you. And then it blacked out. And that was a very sinister way of ending it. This changes it completely. It's very interesting, the shift in mood with just having excised that line and carried on. But one thing I kind of missed was his monologue afterwards, like when the lights come back up and he starts his monologue. There feels maybe like a disconnect there somewhere. Like there was something that I was missing in between those two moments that I'm not sure if I just missed the train, so to speak, or if maybe that could be fleshed out more. And I mean, there's definitely metaphor to chew on. I still have no idea what was in that bag, but I think it's good to have it kind of roll around and think about. I find that fascinating and very interesting. Something I want to think about and want to try to figure out for myself. So I did like that. And I do like also the color variations. Right? I could see it staged with gels and you had the different colors. I think that would be a neat visual concept for those two characters. I think that works very well. All right, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah, Alex?
Yeah, thank you very much. I will kind of continue from where Charles left, because for me also, like I saw it in Cold Im, very different experience and very different experience today. And what came to my mind was that it seems to me, this is just like my personal impression, that there's so many ways about this story, how this story could develop or end or morph. So I guess it really ultimately, obviously, depends on what you intend to say, what is important for you to examine. Because today it's developed into a very different direction. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think there's a lot of this great potential. There's like a lot of open questions. There's a lot of mystery. And I think it's very intriguing. And I think it's up to you whether you want to keep it this way more short. Because I kind of felt also a little bit like I was maybe looking for a little bit more like time to develop certain things. However, I think it could also work if you had this really contained short format. that you actually play with this ambiguosity. So I think that could work. I think it just depends on what you want to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, I really liked that. I felt like it was pretty clear what was going on, and I liked that with the dialogue, it like gave me the whole picture. Like even of course in a play, yeah, you can have backgrounds and stuff like that, but I think part of it is the dialogue, like puts you in the space, and I think it did a really good job with that. And the characters reacting with the setting. I guess I think I would like more contrast between the two characters. Like I liked that there was the red and the blue, but and then correct me if I'm wrong. Like I kind of got the vibe that they were running away from like some sort of broken relationship, and then they're coming together, like making some sort of realization that it's okay. Or maybe I just totally missed the everything. But I like when they both say that they're running from something. I almost want them to say the same thing in different iterations. I don't want it to be like. I'm running from something too. I want it to mean the same thing without saying that, and kind of have that like dichotomy going throughout. If like there's this red and blue, you know, you can end up with the same problem, but doing a different thing.
Thank you.
I will, if I can build up on this, because I thought the same, that they were a little bit alike. It was like what you think about the situation and you just divide it into A and B, which is not necessarily bad. Maybe you could also focus on one person and only one inner speech, and the second one would be that strange not partner, that is the opposite side to which you as impersonating of the person A would react to. So it would be like very coherent, and you can focus on that one character, and the second one would be there, but not the main one. Or as it was said, there can be some opposite and added value of the person B, which can mix the cards.
Thank you.
Yeah, Olga, you first.
So, first thing, I think that I want to point out that from the perspective of Code Imp, that the text appeared, I see, you know, the work with words and with actors made it, especially the monologues, more substantial. And it was
here or
yes,
Code Imp?
here. Like from this point where I heard it for the very first time until now, it made for me like it is a huge difference, and it made me understood the words better in terms of it really like got through all of them. And the second thing I wanted to say is that I liked how you keep challenging yourself with going with different solutions, and we thought it's going to be something sinister, as Alex said, and suddenly it is maybe some love story, but maybe it is not. So I think that it's an interesting way of, again, developing and seeing what is still more to it. And who knows, maybe it will actually develop into something longer. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, Charles.
I like this piece, but in my mind, it needs to be the end. And we don't need to care what happens afterwards. We care what happened before. And in my eyes, the monologues that could be fleshed out more could be sort of giving the perspective of each character of what happened before, which could be completely different. But what happens after they address both the crowd, the audience, the screen, whatever, I don't care what has to be done. That's up to the audience. That's how I see it. And I think, yeah.
Thank you. And sorry, Miss.
I liked it very much, but I have been wondering all the time if it was necessary to have the man played by a woman, the woman played by a man, and if even it was necessary to have two different genders on stage. Because of course at the end they would end, but I was thinking that having traveled a lot by train, it's just an encounter of two people who somehow through this encounter gets to get on with something. So yes, I understand it creates a sort of balance, it creates a certain tension, like we can think that something was that sinister could happen. And I was also wondering if there is not space to just ignore this idea of gender between the two protagonists.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, part of it made me think of like Lost in Translation with
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray and
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. I mean, and I guess that too, like, I mean, the gender cannot matter, although I think there probably is some value in the fact that society still at this point in time, you like, kind of forces gender roles, so they tend to think, like, in that movie, for example, you know, you're constantly thinking Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson are going to be romantic, and they never are. And I feel like you can kind of establish that same thing in a way that might be more relatable by not having them hold hands. Like building it up so intensely that like you feel like there's something there, but then they don't go for it, but we all kind of get it. Just, I don't know. And I think that would just ground it in reality because like I think people have these thoughts a lot. Like you might sit next to someone on, you know, on the plane and it goes really well and like you really like each other, but like you're probably not going to hold this person's hand even if you really want to, or even if they really want to. Like we just, people aren't that brave.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just want to give a note to the actors. I think they were really good.
Agreed.
I think let's give another round of applause to that. Go ahead, please.
What do you think was in the bag?
Dead bodies.
Emotional baggage.
Yeah.
Emotional baggage.
Yeah. At the cold imp, I thought for sure it was like hedge clippers that she was pulling out to murder him. But I think it's more metaphorical having seen this. It's much more like their emotional baggage is what I got.
I did think it was emotional baggage, but I wondered why he didn't also have a bag. If it's because it felt like the play was metaphorical. It did not feel like it was actually happening in a real place in real time. It felt like it was coming together. I loved actually the two genders because I saw it as like them at the end saying, "I see you," and that kind of being the man playing the woman, seeing the woman, and but I didn't know why he didn't have baggage.
Did you think it was a romance? Or like can I have like a raise of hands of like who thought it was a love story and who thought it was a murder story and then who thought it was something that was not either of those things?
It should be both.
Or all three.
I thought it was a love story. I didn't see the first the thing that you guys were developing before, and to me it played out just like a love story, except that I will say that after she does the thing about the colors, and then he says, "What's your favorite color?" There was a kind of a jump between her saying, "I can tell you," and then I think you even shut the lights off, right? You shut the lights off, and there was a jump. I just didn't know why the jump happened, or like what that was accomplishing.
Emily?
There's a lot of kinds of love which don't have to be romantic, but I think one of the sweet moments of this, like what was for me the kind of the takeaway from this whole thing was when you get that signal that you can trust somebody and it's okay to move forward. That's love in a lot of ways, and I think that that's like not a moment that's portrayed very often, because usually it's like, oh, blah, 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 and you just kind of pour yourself on somebody, and it's just like this earning of making these micro decisions to move a little bit closer and to talk a little bit more, and the fact that these two people who shared some things but were very different in many other ways kind of reached some understanding was, for me, like, that's loving. It doesn't have to be romantic love in order to make it a valid story. So that was great.
Thank you.
And sorry, not to get anything.
Yeah. Well, I guess if it was supposed to be like if the aim was to make it about murder, I feel like the characters would have to be a lot weirder like, you know, when, I don't know, have you ever been in a situation where you're talking to someone and like someone brings up some sort of conspiracy theory, like they're like, oh, it's like the biolabs in Ukraine, the US government is making these crazy weapons to kill everyone, and you're like, oh, that's weird. You look at someone else and then that person goes, yeah, they're a weirdo, and then they tell you something about like the earth being flat, and you're like, because like murder is such an intense thing, like unless the story was about, you know, making murder, like anyone could do it and that was the whole thing, like I would feel like that if there is that murder aspect to it, the characters have to be weirder, like they have to, I have to believe, I didn't believe that they were capable of murder, you know, in the 10 minutes we had, because it's, I mean, it's just a big thing, like either the whole play has to be about making us think anyone could commit murder, or, you know, they're kind of weird people who both committed murder and like can't verbalize that they would be, you know, strange.
Thank you. Charles? He's had that for a while.
Actually, I agreed with the concept that two previous about trust. And for me, I don't like the notion of relationship or love story. I like the idea of just relationships about people, and how it doesn't need to be about past love or anything, but it's like taking the ultimate step, and that in that bag it can be anything. It can be like, you know, since talking about ritual suicide, it can be about suicide, and then having for the first time a genuine character, because I think we see the arc of the other person coming through the monologue, that maybe that person for the first time shows his true colors. And the, let's say the red person sees that and decides to not commit to that thing that they were supposed to do. And that trust or that genuine lift is bringing back to reality. So it's like, okay, no. And I think, so I would go neither with love or murder or anything. I would just go with the third option.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, last, I guess, couple of questions. Is there anyone that has not said anything that wants to say anything?
Yeah. I just want to know where you get the idea from. I mean, did this actually happen to you, or you saw some people in the certain train station and this came to your mind, or is it just a metaphor?
Well, I run a writing group every week, and we do a series of exercises. So up until the blackout, the text was 3 different exercises written on 3 different days, completely unrelated to each other, and then put together and then expanded on after. So it was over a period of time from different places, just completely different exercises that had nothing to do with each other. One of them absolutely was a murdery thing. 2 actually were very murdery. But then it came together and something changed. And I had actually written a different ending, and then right before our final rehearsal yesterday, I rewrote it. The ending after the blackout, after the train whistle. And that was all new. That was all new from yesterday. But in terms of where it comes from, there's a lot of me in it, but in metaphorical ways. I like to, but that's where. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys very much. You can applaud, please, Kierstan. So, as Kierstan said, she does run a creative writing group. It's called Playwrights in Prague, but it's not just about being a playwright. It's
just about writing.
And she leads. Is it every week?
It's every week. It will not be this week because it's Halloween week, and we're all Halloweenies. So it'll be next Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah. So you can find the group on Facebook, Playwrights in Prague.
Yeah.
And so you can join it if you want to join.
Is it always on Wednesday?
No, it switches Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, every other week. So it should be on Tuesday this week, but because Tuesday's Halloween, it'll be canceled, and then the next week Wednesday.
Yeah, and so Dark Bark Drama basically produces Playwrights in Prague stuff, and so we're here to do new plays, new play developments, as well. We're having a showcase, actual productions in December, and it will be in the space when the cafe's open. So that'll be in December 8th and 9th. And so if you want to find out what else we're doing, you can look on our website, darkparkdrama.com.